Hey guys, welcome to week 2. Again, I'm Samantha M. Zweiler and I'm your professor for Logic 2. Today we're going to be talking about inferential passages. Just make sure we understand there are some that are arguments, and mostly we'll be talking about non-inferential passages, which are not arguments. So we'll start by talking about statements of belief. Statements of belief are statements that people make that make claims about what they believe. The claim is true or false based on whether or not they do believe it. So I'll give you an example. Our vision is that the Chesapeake Bay and its tributary rivers will be highly productive and in good health as measured by water quality, lack of toxic contaminants, and abundance of natural filters in the water and on the land. Now here you can see that the claim is about the set of beliefs. In this case, talk about Chesapeake Bay Foundation. So they're a nonprofit and they'll set a set of beliefs. And so for statements of belief, what you're going to look for is I believe, or we believe, or we hold that, okay? And this is the deal. Say, I believe that unicorns exist, okay? Okay, so then let's look at the sentence here. I believe unicorns exist. All right, I believe unicorns exist. All right, sorry. So I believe unicorns exist. When is this true or false? Well, I believe unicorns exist is true or false if I actually do believe it. Okay, nothing to do with unicorns at all. It has to do with the way people think and what they believe. So therefore, it's true or false depending on if they believe it, not if I just took the sentence and made the actual claim. Okay, so let's say I'm making an argument. I'd have to make an actual claim and not say I believe that, but say unicorns exist. Okay, and so how would we uncover what somebody believes? Well, we might ask them and they might tell us, but basically belief is a private matter and we'll never know. So if you tell me you believe, I don't know, Sasquatch exists, I'll just say, okay, I believe you believe that, and that's about as much information as I have. However, if I claim that unicorns exist, I'm making a claim about the world, and to prove that true or false, I guess I'd go hunting in the woods for unicorns or wherever they're supposed to exist. So, anyway, so one, don't make statements of belief instead of arguments. We want to always try to make arguments, and most of the material that we'll be looking at will just not be anything but pure argument. And second thing, just make sure that it's clear that you're always starting to look at the sentences to figure out under what conditions you could figure out if it were true or false. And under what conditions could it be true? The next one for non-inferential or non-argument passages is either pieces of advice or warnings. Okay, so if I say to you, I have 2 words for you, hair gel. Many products are available that will tame his mane, and you can find them at your nearest beauty supply store. Then what I'm saying here is I'm talking about, vaguely hair gel. I'm sort of suggesting that perhaps that might be something you'd be interested in. I'm not arguing. I'm not trying to support the claim. I'm just trying to explain, sort of flesh it out a little bit. But really, it's a suggestion of a future course of action. So pieces of advice and warnings are also suggested courses of action for the future being told to you, and that's their function. Their function is suggestive. So if I say, don't swim in that pond, there are alligators there, I'm not giving you reasons in arguing, because I would have to make an actual claim, and when I say don't go in that pond, that's an imperative, and that's not a statement that's either true or false. Okay, so when you're looking at these passages, and in the real world, you're looking at these passages, you're trying to figure out which ones are arguments and which ones are not. Okay, so the next one is reports. Reports are pretty much most things that are written are reports. They're just a set of descriptive sentences, and they're just giving information. That's their purpose. For example, the painting by Renoir, Madeline leaning on her elbow with flowers in her hair. was stolen during an armed robbery on September 8, 2011. The homeowner was watching television when she heard a loud noise upstairs. When she went to investigate, she was confronted with an armed man in a ski mask. So that's just stating a set of sentences that are claiming things about the world, but the sentences aren't interrelated. They don't function together in any other important manner, and therefore it's just a report. Now, some sentences do have a relation to each other, such as explanations. Okay, so you're going to be looking through, and if you see an explanation, that's normally not an argument. And there's a way you can tell the difference. If it's making a controversial claim and saying this is because of this, blah blah blah, then it is probably an argument. These are probably one of the hardest ones to determine if it's an argument or not an argument. And so for these, what they do is you have a group of statements, and they are meant to shed light on a particular phenomena or event or something. Okay, so for explanations, you have two parts. You have the part that's doing the explaining, and you have the part that is what is being explained. The explanans is what conveys the explanation, and the explanandum is what is being explained. So let me give you, this is actually from the text, but I really like this one, so let me give you this. In show business and in political arena, hype is the practice of spending money on public relations or expending political commentary in an attempt to bolster public interest in some person, event, or policy. Often the entertainment or political value of the thing being hyped is exaggerated. Consequently, hype has a bad connotation. Okay, so which part is the explanandum? And which part is the explanans? Well, the explanandum is what is being explained. In this particular case, the bad connotation of the word. And explanans is that hype is often exaggerated, and probably therefore people will be disappointed, and therefore it has a bad connotation. Okay, so that's basically the two more illustrations and conditional sentences. Now, some of the ones in the textbook, loosely associated passages, and also what was the other one? Exposition. I'm not going to put them on a test. I'm not going to put them necessarily in a homework. They might, because it might be from homework work, but I'm not going to go over them. I think they're clear, or so unclear it doesn't matter, which is the case for the loosely associated passages. Okay, so anyway, we're more interested in ones that are functioning for a reason. Illustrations are a group of statements which give an example of a particular phenomena or case or, well, anything. Let me say, an example of a metaphor is calling man a machine. Okay, so look for words like, for example, for instance, this is an illustration of, these kind of words, EX with little 2 dots. That's the stuff that you would look for. Now, a conditional sentence is simply an if-then sentence. It's pretty clear. It goes like this. Starts with if. I mean, there are other words for it as well, but it has this particular structure. Okay. It goes if-then. Sorry. If-then. And you can come up with many different if-then sentences. If the Mayans are right, the world would have ended last year. If the sun is out tomorrow, I'll go for a bike ride. You can come up with lots of them. But if it's just one sentence, it's make sure it's not a conditional sentence. When you're trying to differentiate between non-inferential passages and inferential, a lot of inferential passages do have if-then, but if it's just one statement, it can be really long too, but if it's just one statement, then it's still just a conditional sentence is what we call them, if-then sentence. Out of time for the week. I hope the other stuff is not too confusing, and if it is, send me an email and I'll go over some of that as well. Nice to see ya.